Glorious day to you, my friends. Welcome to day number 25. Yes, wow. Of being, blissful existence, illuminating and nurturing grace, growth. Where for 144 days, we're going to be connecting in with spirit. We're going to be spending time with our inner being. And all these ideas of spirit that we believe that is outside of us. Well, we're going to do this by chanting, breathing, and letting our inner being do all the rest. Just got teary-eyed there. Well, we're going to be chanting several different chants over the 144 days. We're on day number 25. Yeah. For the first 55 days, so before we go into that, the imagery they gave me was we're spiraling up the Great Pyramid to the edge of the matrix. We're going to this physicality, this what we think is this physicality here. We're going to poke our head through the hub of the dharma chakra. Then we're going to use the Eye of Providence to look at reality, to gain a new perspective, a new awareness of this reality. What we claim is this reality. For the first 55 days, since we're spiraling up, we're using the Fibonacci sequence. We're using the golden spiral. And we're going to do it for 13 different terms of the Fibonacci sequence. The first one is 55. And we're going to work our way up through the chakras also. So we're going to start out at the bottom of our Merkaba, the Vasundhara, the Earth Star chakra, for the first 55 days. Yes, we're subtly dealing with our roots into this physicality, where we get our nourishment, because this also deals with the Annamaya Kosha. We get our food from this physicality. Can we get our nourishment from spirit? Can we plant roots and grow roots into spirit? Those are the ideas during the first 55 days. Can we learn to augment our physical nourishment with spiritual nourishment? And we're doing this by chanting Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times using the Mala of Joy. We did so in the Shine series, and we're doing it just a little bit differently. Even though we're still connecting in with our inner being, we're doing so understanding, well, listening to our inner being about our spiritual essence, how we can connect in with the higher thought forms, how we can connect with the higher dimensions, and then maybe where we can dwell in the lotus of our awareness, where we can objectively see things. Well, we're not stopping at 108. We're chanting 144 times each day. So we're going to switch from Om Mani Padme Hum after 108. After a few breaths, we're going to switch over to Om Ah Hung. Now, I love Om Mani Padme Hum. It's a super magical chant. And to me, we just discussed a little bit about how it's the union, how when it comes together and it brings us into this awareness of everything. It can. Om Ah Hung, Om Ah Hung. Om is the wisdom. It's also the in-breath. Ah is the emptiness. It's also holding our breath after we inhale. Hung is the union of it, but it's also I am, or we are, or the awareness of See, when we get there, when we get to be dwelling, there's no more personhood. When we get to be dwelling in the flow of the universe, we're dwelling in awareness itself. When we become fully conscious, we can transcend this physicality as we observe everything, because this physicality is all a function of the mind. But our essence, our true essence, this bliss of this universe, this bliss of consciousness, is our true nature. Yes, it's in our heart center, and we're going to connect, because this is a voyage of the heart. We chose to come here as humans, to incarnate as humans, to have this human experience, to experience all of the blockers of the chakras. With Muladhara, after we go with Vasundhara, go pause for one moment. So we're chanting 108 times, and we break up each of the 108 seeds in a mala into 9 groups of 12, where each of the 9 groups represents one of the chakras in our Merkaba. Just like the Shine series. And so we spoke of Vasundhara, the Earth Star chakra. Well, the next up is Muladhara in our physical body. The root chakra, the Earth chakra. And Svadhisthana, the water chakra, our sacral chakra, our emotions. Manipura, the solar plexus chakra, the fire chakra, our willpower, our desire, our joy, but joy grows up like a lotus. Anahata, the heart center. Now the 3 lower chakras map perfectly with the next kosha, this pranamaya kosha, where the breath, our connection to the breath, helps us connect in with our root chakra. So we're not so fear-based, so we can relax, rest, and digest, instead of fight and flight. And it helps us when we focus our breath and we focus our mind, that our emotions won't be so overwhelming. We can find stillness and calmness, and we can breathe through our emotions, and we can breathe through these events in life. We're all experiencing these events in life. And maybe while breathing through it, we can learn to manage our emotions better. To not allow them to overwhelm us, not allow our emotions to make all the decisions for us. We chose to incarnate with emotions. And these emotions, we can take that as input instead of, oh, I need to do this because my emotions say to do it. We can take it input with everything else. What are our goals? What does our heart say? What does our gut say? What are our desires? Instead of, I don't know, I need this cheeseburger, or whatever it is. Has cheeseburgers. And Manipura, the fire chakra, our desire. Prana, breathing. Pranayama, maybe we can learn to not have our desires and our wants overwhelm and guide our decisions. Maybe we take them into account along with everything else when we're in the mind, and in the heart. But the breath helps us control. Have our emotions not be, or our lower chakras not be so much of an overwhelming influence on us. Anahata, the heart center, it's the air chakra, but it's also the dwelling of the heart mind, the manomaya kosha, and Interestingly, it's all self-contained here, our heart, our mind. And when we unify our conscious mind with our heart mind, maybe we're making choices that are more aligned with this Brahma Vihara, this loving kindness, compassion, harmony, and joy. Sometimes these are difficult concepts to understand. Okay, I understand compassion, but I still got to live my life. Sometimes these things seem lofty. Let me finish up the chakras and then we'll get to Then now we're moving up into the higher chakras, Vishuddha, the throat chakra, the Akash chakra. This is the space in between all the elements. It's the sound. Sound travels through a medium, and the medium is both the space and the air and all of the lower chakras. Anya, third eye, or Agya or Agnya, depending on how you resonate with how to say it. My people call it Anya. Insight, it's the light chakra. Intuition, and Sahasrara, the crown chakra. Cosmic, it deals with thought, it deals with consciousness. Now these three chakras map really well with this Vijnana Maya Kosha, this higher knowledge. When we can connect into, this is also the truth chakra. And this, the blocker of Anya, is illusion. So both of them are working with wisdom and truth, and there are all these ideas that we'd like to live up to. But sometimes there are a lot of pressure to try, I got to live a 100% truthful life. Okay, yeah. I don't like the way you're dressed today. Yeah, it's going to go over big. And then at the top of our Merkaba, we have Vyapini, the soul star chakra, the goddess who is everywhere. And if we're going in through verticality, well, that's where this bliss is, this Anandamaya Kosha. And the way they tell me this, the story, is that when we were up in heaven, in consciousness, in the highest source of consciousness, and we chose to incarnate in our true state of bliss, this Anandamaya Kosha, it was just Ananda, okay? To me, I laugh at this Anandamaya Kosha, this illusion of the bliss. To me, that's the humanness of it. I know it doesn't necessarily mean that. So we're up there in this highest source of consciousness, and we decide to have a human experience. So we put on clothes so that we can better experience this thing, so that we can become an individual, and we can experience separation, and we can experience the emotions, and we can experience all these things. This lifetime and in multiple lifetimes, we can experience all these things. Well, from pure consciousness, we got to put on clothes. We got to put on ideas of what does it mean to not be pure consciousness. So we put on this layer of clothing called higher knowledge, Vijnana Maya Kosha, okay? And so then we're in the matrix and we're starting to, look at the yin and the yang, look at the opposites, and look at all these things. Look what we can explore through these opposites. And then let's put on another cloak, because our consciousness decided it can expand more. So it puts on this idea of a mind, and this mind of separation. This Manomaya Kosha. Technically, we started getting ego and separation through Anya in this Vijnanamaya Kosha. And now we want to come and have a human experience. So now we want to get more physical with the pranamaya kosha. So we put on another layer, another overcoat over our blissful inside. Excuse me here. Water is life, my friends. And then to fully experience this humanness, we needed to incarnate on planet Earth. So we need to put on the overcoat up here in the northern hemisphere. In the Rochester area, yeah, we've gotten freezes already. So you put on the overcoat of this Annamaya Kosha, where we get our food from the planet. We get our nourishment from this physicality. So that's why we put on all these layers from our state of bliss. So we can think that we're going up and reaching for this part of bliss, but really what we're doing is we're going inwards to the heart center to get back to the bliss, because this is where the highest source of consciousness is. We can keep coming out and say that our root chakra is out here, and then our sacral chakra, and then our solar plexus chakra, and then our heart chakra, and then throat, third eye, crown, and this Vyapini, the goddess who is everywhere, as well as Hridaya, our true heart, this true heart of compassion. This, some call it the higher heart, some call it the lower heart. It's Hrit just means the physical heart. But one of the most epic Ayurvedic texts is Ashtanga Hridaya. So it's the 8 rungs, the 8 limbs, the 8 ways of the heart center, of living in the heart, this heart life. Maybe that's what the title's going to be here. The Voyage of the Heart Life. So we're dealing with this physicality, but why are we doing an extra 36 chants? Why aren't we just living with these 9 chakras, these 9 ideas? Because in this idea of ascension, or in this idea of I'm me, and there are other dimensions up there, well, how do we describe that? When we go inside, we understand, well, our inner being understands that it's consciousness and it's connected to everything. But in the idea of reaching up into spirit, or reaching up into the higher dimensions to speak with, or to communicate with, or receive messages from the sages who have passed on, the gods and goddesses, the devas, angels, anybody who has passed on, ascended masters, if you believe in those, ETs, aliens, any beings of higher consciousness that don't necessarily have to be in this physicality. However we're going to say it and get it, there are beings in the physical that are living, and then there are beings that are living in the non-physical, and we communicate via the heart, via the third eye, via the aura, via consciousness is the simple way to do it. So these 3 higher ideas as we move upwards. So when we do the extra 36 chants, we're going through this Mala of Ascension part. And these 3 ideas are Rita, Vikara. So Rita, I like doing the left hand of Rita, Vikara, and Shrishti. Rita, truth, righteousness, wisdom, divine order, cosmic order. It's like, what is this flow of the universe? How is it happening? You could call it dharma. And when we're elevating ourselves, we want to live a righteous path, or we understand that this righteous path is the gentle tuning of our vibration. That's Rita, more righteously, more virtuously. That's everything that Rita means. But Rita, when we first start, since we're on this 55-day, going upwards on the first ramp of this Great Pyramid, we're still really stuck with this physicality. We're our mind is still stuck in this. So these ideas that are higher, maybe we start on the righteous path first, and then when we believe we're being the righteous ruler of our reality, that we're now reaching up into the wisdom of the universe. And then this vikara, kara means change, and so we can call it higher change or divine change, or the change that happens in the universe. And when we get to be more conscious, maybe we understand that this is the changes that we are making because of our thoughts, because of our words, and because of our deeds, that we're sending these ripples out to the universe that's working with this rita, this divine order, and making things happen. So then up in this idea of Shrishti means creation. It also means appearance, that it just appears, almost like magic, and it means emanation. So I like those two ideas because when we're either stuck in our lower chakras or when we're still very much in our humanness, that things just appear. Abraham Hicks talks about it as our first job is to ask the universe what we want, okay, what we wish to manifest or to create. The universe puts it in our vortex instantaneously. It's right there, okay? So that was the response. Got to make sure my left hand's on camera. That this Rita that happens, this cosmic order, put it right in our vortex. But it hasn't appeared yet, okay? Appeared, because we're not a vibrational match to it. And then, so we can meditate or do anything that's joyful, or manifest something else. They have this idea of this pile of magic wands that we have. And Esther Hicks, who channels Abraham, and they're called Abraham Hicks, she says, well, if you think it's too hard to continue holding this magic wand, just put it back in a pile and pick up any other of your magic wands and manifest with that one. Or just be in your joy, or meditate, or whatever. Go do something that's going to bring out your joy, because that's going to keep your vibration up so that it will appear. And then if we think of it in the idea of appearing, we're not attached to the outcome. That's the best part about the whole thing here, because attachment is the crown chakra blocker, and we love to attach to things and attach to the outcome of things. So any imagery that we can do to help us reprogram our conscious mind so that we'll manifest better, or that we'll just interact more joyfully with life, on this voyage of the heart life, of Hridaya. So, does that mean I have to look up the Sanskrit word for voyage? Voyage Hridaya. Maybe another day. So the Shrishti, when we are in a higher consciousness, once we start dwelling in our lotus of awareness, and that we see how everything is working, then our actions, we understand that, when we do this, this happens, and this creation happens. When we do things with the flow of the universe and the flow of the cosmos, then it seems like we're actually doing this creation thing. But hopefully at that point we have a different viewpoint of what this whole thing is. Since we're using this Eye of Providence, we'll see. So we're chanting Om Ah Hung at that time, so that that our inner being maybe can share some of that wisdom in the emptiness, And this emptiness really just is going to be brought about by us breathing and us focusing our awareness on the breath by chanting and by focusing awareness on the chant and by allowing our awareness to be consumed by our breath and the chant. Our inner being has a lot of freedom. There's a lot of space in there for it to reveal things to us, to show its presence, to show its loving kindness, to show its compassion, to show its joy, to show things out there. And this voyage, I like to keep it simple. Even though I used a lot of words there. But when we keep it simple, and this is what Abraham Hicks, every message, it doesn't matter what the problem is, the solution is get back into alignment. And Abraham Hicks likes to say that you're experiencing abundance or joy, or you're experiencing contrast. Everything else is simply contrast. And the contrast that we're experiencing, and you can call it frustration, you can call it anger, you can call it disappointment, you can call it grief, you can call it guilt, it's still contrast. And what she likes to say, I really love this, that when we're experiencing the contrast, it's simply just our inner being reminding us there's a different way to see this situation. That's it. There's a different way to see it. A more loving, a more understanding. I don't know what word requires. But if we experience the contrast and we go, oh, yeah, I'm angry. Oh, I'm angry. That's contrast. Oh, that means my inner being says, oh, how can I see this differently? And then if we ask ourselves, we ask our inner being, how do you see it? I don't know. I see anger right now. So if you can share some other wisdom, I'm all ears, because I don't want to feel this anger. But at least that's a way for us to detach from the anger, maybe have some introspection as to why we're angry at this time, and maybe listen to our heart and go, oh, okay. Maybe I'll try to see it that way. And pretty much when that light bulb goes off, you're not angry anymore. Because now you have a different perspective. You got the perspective of your heart mind. Not that I'm all that successful with it, but when I am, yeah, it feels good. It feels good not to be angry. It feels good to not be afraid. It feels good to just feels good to be joyful. So I've been talking a lot. So why don't we meditate? Why don't we breathe and chant and see what our inner being has to say on the subject? So I invite you to relax, whether you sit down, whether you lie down, or whether you sit in seated meditation. Comfort is the primary goal. Relaxing and ease. As we focus our awareness on our heart center. Acknowledging our heart center. Acknowledging what we feel. Acknowledging this moment. Setting gratitude for our heart. And how it has brought us this far, to this moment. Now let us focus our awareness on our breath. As we slowly deepen and lengthen our breath, as we become more aware of our breath, aware of the sound of our breath as we breathe in, aware of the sound of our breath as we breathe out, aware of the temperature of the air as we breathe in, aware of the temperature of the air as we breathe out. Aware of the sensations of our body as we breathe in. Aware of the sensations of our body as we breathe out. As we feel how it feels to breathe in. As we feel how it feels to breathe out. Now let us focus our awareness on our heart center. For in our heart center is the home of our holy fire, the holy fire. And every breath that we take with intention fans the flames of our holy fire and increases our bright light. As the holy fire in our bright light naturally and effortlessly make cracks in the debris of life, the karmic imprints of life, the obstacles of life, as it sheds light and illuminates. Now let us start off the divine flow. If you have not done so already, let us take the energy from our heart center and let us move it up through the chakras, moving it up through Vishuddha, through Anya, through Sahasrara, through Vyapini, through all of the realms and dimensions, all these ideas of separation, to the edge of the matrix, and entering into the highest source of consciousness, through the ideas of Vrita, Vikara, and Shrishti. And in this highest source of consciousness, there is no ego. There is no self. There's no personhood self. There is no judgment. There is only total acceptance, which is unconditional love, which is the holy fire, where it always respects free will and it's unlimited in power. So let us bring back more pure holy fire through the ideas of Shrishti, Vikara, and Rita, entering into the matrix through all these ideas of separation, through the realms, unifying and purifying. Through Vyapini, unifying and purifying. Through Sahasrara, unifying and purifying. Through Anya, unifying and purifying. Through Vishuddha, unifying and purifying. And back into Anahata, our heart center, unifying and purifying. Now let us move this energy down through the lower chakras, grounding this energy effectively. Moving it down through Manipura, purifying and unifying. Down through Svadhisthana, purifying and unifying. Through Muladhara, purifying and unifying. Through Vasundhara, purifying and unifying. And let us grow roots in our imagination down into Gaia. Down, 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 deep into the heart of Gaia, wrapping these roots around the heart of Gaia. Giving her a great big hug and bringing back her grounded love. Up through the root system, through Vasundhara, Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, and back into Anahata, our heart center. Now let us turn over to our inner being to continue this divine flow without any conscious thought, effortlessly, naturally, and completely. Siokutotar harsnahita soko usha yatari ta sahanata ishohukoro usha atakarata heta. So the process for this, we'll start off with one Aum. We will chant Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times. The Koshi chime at the end will let us know when we're on the last one. And we will transition with one Aum. After a few breaths, there'll be a gentle reminder that we are switching the chant to Om Ah Hung. After a few more breaths, we will transition with one I Ying. We will chant Om Ah Hung 36 times. And the Koshi chime at the end will let us know when we're on the last one. And we will close out with one I Ying. Inner breath in for Aum. And a breath in to chant. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum.
Padme Hum. Om Mani 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 Mani Padme Hum. Om 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 Padme Hum. Om Mani 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 Padme Hum.
And a breath in for Aum. And the gentle reminder that we are switching the chant to Om, Ah, Hum. Inner breath in for Aying. And a breath in to chant. a breath in for Ayin. Stay here as long as you like. Maybe even pause the video to spend more time in the energy. When you are ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the here and now, to this present moment. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe invite in some gentle movements. Maybe shrug your shoulders a little bit. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and welcome in the new now. Congratulations, my friends. We have completed day number 25 of being Niraskatariata, blissful existence, illuminating and nurturing growth, grace, glory, iskatakariata, becoming empty, iskahasarato. The description has some links to find what are the meanings of each of the letters for you. They talked a lot to me. I encourage you to journal, whether you write yourself an email like I do, pen and paper, make yourself a video recording or an audio recording, it does not matter. If you record it, you can reflect upon it at a later time. Who knows what wisdom will come of it when you're writing about your experience. Maybe you'll start automatic writing, so it stops becoming about that experience and you're just allowing spirit to flow. Whatever it is, it's your time. So I thank you, my friends, for sharing in my highest bliss. And shine on with your inner being, from your inner being. And make it a great day, because why would you leave it up to anyone else? Ishokuru utar, isahakara atanahatarata.